Kina is founded on one very fundamental principle, and that is that responsible business practices and operations can lead to more inclusive and deeper economic growth in countries in Africa. At Kina, we have what we call the triangular theory of what it takes to have a successful business in Africa. It's not just about business having conversations with government and society. It's about business having the right conversations with government and society. And this is what we do at Kina. We help businesses create the right environment to build the right relationships, to have the right conversations. Our clients are companies in sectors that have very significant or can have very significant transformative social and economic impacts in the countries in which they operate. For example, international mining companies, international oil and gas companies, international power companies, infrastructure companies. We also have clients who are African companies who have international aspirations, companies who want to become suppliers, or African companies who want to raise international capital, be listed on international stock exchanges. And then finally, but not least at all, we also work for private equity firms who are investing in Africa. One of the biggest challenges of international companies who are interested in investing or operating in an African country, and we need to remember that this is a continent made up of a significant number of countries, but something that I would say is relatively general is a lack of spending the time, I believe, to really understand the country in which they are interested in investing in, and understanding the context, understanding the broader picture, the greater aspirations and the needs of that country. When companies go into an African country to begin operations, they're very focused on what they want, whether it's an agreement they want signed, a license approval that they need, and they go in, and that is what they single-mindedly speak to the minister about. I think often they forget that the minister might have other priorities. The country has other priorities, other aspirations. And sometimes there's a lack of trying to understand fully what those priorities and aspirations are, and seeing how, whether in some way, they, through their business, can help address those, even though they may not be precisely and directly on point with what they need at that particular moment. So what we do is we are helping companies understand that context, understand those priorities, understand those aspirations, and helping them to frame the conversation so that, yes, they are able to put on the table what they need, but properly within the context of what is important for that country. And sometimes there's a way of even actually helping those countries meet those priorities, because in a way they are aligned to what the company's core business is. ESG should be seen as a long-term business strategy that boosts profits and reaps social and economic dividends. Complying with and implementing environmental, social, and governance standards is actually an opportunity, and I believe strongly a cost saving, because it costs companies a lot if they get it wrong. I think, yes, there's an initial upfront capital investment, but if you get it right, if you get the right systems in place, the right processes in place, if you have your people rightly trained and it's business as usual, actually you can turn out to be a highly efficient and very competitive company.